Hey everybody, welcome back to Sergeant's Talk TV. I'm Big Mike.
Normal size, Jason.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something, guys. We had a treat this week.
Oh, yes, we did.
Some friends of ours stopped by and did some visiting. I hate to say you were in the neighborhood, but they were down, you guys were down in Durant for a birthday party at Choctaw Casino. And they were on their way back, and Jason texted me. He goes, "Well, hang on, we're getting ready to go. We're going to be going through McAllister. Can we stop by?" I said, "Dude, anytime." I tried to get them to spend the night, but that's here nor there. They had plans, but we got to visit, and it was pretty nice. First time you've ever been to our place. We haven't been to your place yet. We got to make that happen. But our next get together will be the guys' fishing trip up in North Arkansas, which is just north of you. So maybe we can make something happen and come over and do some visiting after the fishing trip. Because I'm retired, I got crap to do anyway. So, and I'll make sure Terry stays here and farm sits. And takes care of everything. So I
mean, that only seems fair, right? She's out vacationing, leaving you to handle the snakes by yourself, and not collect chicken eggs. So I mean, seems like it's fair.
I mean, she would love to go fishing. She loves fishing, but it's a guy's trip, and she understands that. And I get the pleasure of buying another $50 2-day fishing tag in the state of Arkansas. So that's always fun. And you catch little brook trouts. That's all I caught was little, I don't think it was longer than 8 inches of trout that I've caught while I was there. But
oh, really?
It was more about being with everybody.
Yeah.
And we shared a bunk cabin. So everything was fine. We ate good. We drank good. We drank really good.
I think everything about it was great, except for we needed another day. So we fixed that problem this year, and we added another day to it. So
and that's good. That's fine. So So anyway, guys, I'm glad you're here. Tonight is an open mic night, and of course, there's always something I forget, and I didn't pin the thing at the top, so I'm going to do that now. It's always something.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing, was it was funny that I didn't pay attention to the route other than I plugged it in my GPS, hit go, because we were so busy up till the day that we had to leave to go down to this trip this last weekend.
Right.
And all of a sudden we're driving through and I'm seeing signs, McAllister. I'm like, wait a minute. And of course, we had a schedule to get there, but had I paid attention to, so lesson learned on me, actually pay attention to the route and look and see where you're going next time, because just like you said in your last video, right, we're bringing you a doe, or we're getting you a doe one way or another. And we would have brought it so that he wasn't so lonely in there. He looked excited about getting a new girlfriend. So
did you see him? He was going.
He was like, "Yeah, bring me ladies. I need ladies." And
that Rachel's in menopause, I guess. I don't know what the hell what her problem is, but she just can't carry young anymore. So we have to do what we got to do. But anyway, guys, I'm glad you're here. The link is at the top. I pinned it at the top. Please join us. It is an open mic. We want to hear from you, and we can talk about anything you want. But first, I want to talk to Jay Oliver. Jay Oliver, you won a koozie last week, and you did not email me and send me your mailing address. So if you could do that, send it to mthomesteadok@gmail.com. And I will get your koozies or your koozie, some stickers and stuff like that mailed out to you. Don't have Sergeant's Talk TV stickers yet. We are going to get those. And tonight we're going to give away 4 koozies. So, guys, every 15 minutes we will give away a koozie. I've got the tracker, so if you're commenting, it'll pick up on your comments. That's all you got to do is comment in the chat. You don't have to put no special words, and then they will select you when we hit select. So please do that.
Says he must have sent the wrong email.
Okay, well, I mean, that's fine. But it's mthomesteadok@gmail.com, and then we'll get that mailed out to you. All right, so let's see what we got in the chat.
Or you start saying hello. I'm going to work something really quick.
Okay. There is Brenda and Byron and Colin, our number 1 fan.
What's up, Colin?
What's up, Colin? Ricky Smith from Veterans Landing's in here. There's our favorite female Marine, our flippin' farmstead. Dawn is in here. So everyone is melting yet. Dude, I don't know what's brewing outside, but for the last 4 or 5 hours, it's just been rolling thunder out there. It's something.
We got home last night or yesterday evening, and there was thunder, everything, not a drop of rain.
Yeah.
So then we were out doing some work and stuff outside, and I kept watching the sky, and it was darkening up. It was doing that, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna get it finally. And then it was just nothing. And then I'm seeing lightning and thunder, and then finally we got like a 5-minute little sprinkle. It was enough to wet the surface down, and that was it. And then I don't know, we've had about a 20-minute shower this time, but the most rain we've probably had in a month.
Yeah. There's our friend Denise McDonald, our MP buddy. How are you doing? There's Angie. Angie.
All right. I have
favorite DA nurse is in here. There's Debbie Droff. Welcome in, Debbie. Hey, No Judgment here with Tish Ross, the podcast. Welcome in.
Good to see you, Tish.
Judy Herman's here. Good to see you, Judy. Everybody's saying hello. Neil S., welcome in, brother. Okay. Reverend Dream, welcome in, my brother.
What's going on?
In fact, found out with Reverend Dream that we were in the same stomping grounds over in Baumholder, Germany. So good to see you. And there's Butler Family Farms, Jerry and Susan. How are you guys doing? They're getting ready to go on that Alaskan cruise 2025. Unlike the Alaska 2025 with Putin and Trump, they're going up there to enjoy themselves. It's no work. It's supposed to be one of the best cruises there is, and I'm sure it is. I've always wanted to do that. We were going to go on it, but things changed, and we had to.
We looked into it, and it was just like we had so much going on with everything else. Because it looked like it was going to be a great time.
Oh yeah. I've got this little fly, and it's a little baby one. It's about to meet its maker. Hey, there's Chris over at Leonard Mountain, Mr. Leonard Mountain Homestead.
What's up, Chris?
Welcome in, brother. And Webb's Web. There's Ralph.
How you doing, Ralph? Good to see you in here.
There he is. And, of course, there's Jay Oliver. Welcome in, brother. Yeah, I'm excited, too. I love that area up there, you know. I mean, that's actually, it's real rocky up in North Arkansas. Well, you know that for a fact. But it's just beautiful woods up there. It's
Yeah.
just a beautiful area. See, I can't live anywhere where Walmart is farther away from wherever we move to, if we do, than where we're living right now. I have to have a VA and she has to have a Walmart.
I mean, I'm going to throw it out there. They're both 20, 25 minutes from where we're at right now. So,
let's see. Hey, Ray Castile. He's telling, hey, good evening. Hope you guys are doing great. Love watching your show. Hello to everybody else in the chat. Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in, Ray.
See, and the thing is that's why we have the open mics, because we want to actually meet you guys that's in the chat. We can talk about anything you want to. We don't really care. It doesn't have to be military related. It doesn't have to be anything. You can ask questions. You can do whatever you want. But we'd really love to meet you guys. Susanna, how you doing? Proud single mother. Welcome in.
Let's see. So I'm going to throw something up. I seen Jay was asking about, so I made this really quick. There we go.
What, Donnie? Okay.
Must
love
be.
you, brother.
He's happy. He's happy. Okay.
Let's see. Hey, there's Tony at our cabin in the woods. Welcome in. Anna Bohr.
And there she is. What is that?
Green
Team Reverend Dream logo going.
Oh, let's see. Am I at the bottom? All right.
Might be. Jay says, I need a trailer supply and a thrift store.
There you go.
No, well, I don't know if you meant trailer or tractor, but we got tractor supply. We got we landed here on accident. It wasn't the area that we actually were looking for, but when piece of land came up, we came and looked at it and was like, awesome. And we didn't really pay too much attention to the surrounding area. We were just like, let's go look at the property. We'll see what it is. And then we got here and realized the town was, even though, I mean, it's 20, 25 minutes. So we still get the remoteness of doing what we want, how we want to do it, the peace and quiet. But then it's only 20 minutes and we're in town and we have everything that we really need there. So, because the other areas that we looked at were more remote, and then we would end up being where it's like an hour or 2 hour ride to hit any of the major stores.
Yeah. Well, buying property is like a game show. You know, the price is right and let's make a deal, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it really, I mean, then you can look at, you know, that's the way I look at it. I guess for me, a guy, I'm looking for the best deal. Number one, so you can tell everybody you got a great deal.
Okay. Right.
No, I got swindled and I got screwed out of a whole lot of money. Nobody wants to talk about that, right?
Right.
So that's the first thing. And I look at, does it meet my needs not to have neighbors? Okay. Because I lived in military housing for so long, and you could hear every fight next door. You could hear everybody walking on your ceiling every single day. Drove me nuts. Everybody's in your freaking business in military housing.
And I think military housing is worse than any HOA that you could be part of.
Yeah. Oh, it's
like
crazy.
And that Tara and I, when we talked about moving and where we were going to move to and what we were looking for, that was the thing. Was I was like, neither one of us had any ambition whatsoever of living like in town. We don't want to, and it definitely wasn't going to have any kind of HOA. And that's really, I mean, it's kind of what drew us to Arkansas and start looking. Was at the time we started looking, land was dirt cheap. I'll tell you right now, if you're looking at Arkansas, you're not, good luck finding it dirt cheap.
Paying a good price for it.
The prices have caught up, but at the time we started looking, it was stupid cheap. And, compared to what we were looking at prices in Michigan, we couldn't believe what we were going to be able to get. And of course, by the time we got down here, things had picked up a little bit. It wasn't as gracious to us as we expected, but yeah, why buy land, right? And then have to sit there and listen and get permission. That was my big thing. Was I didn't want to have to draw permits. I don't want somebody's permission. I don't need an HOA telling me that, well, your fence has to be this and it has to be there. And was not like, I had a close buddy of mine that I fished with all the time, and he bought this nice big fancy house, custom build in a neighborhood. That's what they wanted. And he had these plans. Hey, I'm going to put this big building back over in this corner. I've seen a couple other, pole barns up. I'm going to put one up. Well, evidently those other ones were there before it really became a development. Because he's like, I don't want to pay storage for my boat. I want to be able to put it inside and they came back and they're like, yeah, no, you can't. Here's the biggest shed that you can build, but you can't put up a full shop. And he's like, now I'm stuck. Like,
all right. So let's do this.
Right, Dawn? Yeah, Dawn's about 30 minutes from us. If you hit all the green lights right.
We got 20 people that's commented, I guess, so far. Let's draw. And I'll wait for it to catch up. Denise McDonald.
Denise.
I see it before everybody else. So do you.
Yep.
So Denise McDonald, you just won a koozie. Please send me an email at mthomesteadok@gmail.com, and I will send you a koozie in the mail. All right.
Congrats, Denise.
So,
and yes, I did put I put that email at the bottom, guys. It's scrolling, so
there we go. Move that. So we will send Denise McDonald.
But Tony's saying they live 50 minutes from OKC, and I think that is too close. Now we do small towns around us 20 miles away. Yeah. Yeah, that was our big stipulation was, and we have neighbors on either side of us, just the way our properties are laid out, and the one's a little closer than I would have preferred, but some points you got to settle on. I mean, we've looked at it, and I won't call it a full buyer's remorse sometimes on this property, but there's been times that we're like, man, should we have just held out? But had we held out, we would have paid 3 times as much for property. So
right. Hey, one thing that I've been watching, that the new VA pay increase. Right now, it's forecasted at 2.5%. I get emails from the VA and some other places, and they're all agreeing that they think it's going to be 2.5 at a minimum, and it could change. But that's based on September. Okay, so we're getting into September. They'll lock that in prior to 1 October, because 1 October is the government's fiscal year. That's its budgeting year, but it won't take effect until you get your payment for December. And once that comes in, that will be the locked in pay increase.
Do they hit December or January?
Well, you get your payment. It's actually payments are usually scheduled. Like if for December, you'll get it on they
Oh, yeah.
take it
Because
out of
you're
the
getting
accounts for the
January is for
government
December.
on the 1st, but
Right.
you'll get that and it'll be locked in at 2.5%. And even, well, I will tell you that the enlisted ranks, E4 and below, are scheduled to get a 6.6% pay increase. Okay. Now,
Wow.
here's the mind-boggling thing. Everybody says, you see videos, oh yeah, there was a soldier, I paid for his breakfast or whatever. Poor soldier, blah blah blah. Dude, soldiers are doing really, really well. Okay, right now they're making a dang good living.
Right.
I came in, I made $367 every 2 weeks when I first came in. But I had a meal card. All right. I had a place to sleep. I had my medical care taken care of. All right. And now, if you just got to Google enlisted pay for the military, guys, they're doing a damn good job. They're making some money. In fact, when I retired, what I was making, and that was in 2020 when I retired. April of 2020 is when no, not 2020, of 2000, excuse me. And what they're making now is close to $3,000 more than what I was making.
Yeah.
So when you say, oh, the poor soldiers, we got to do this, we got to do that. Guys, they're making.
It was always funny. I remember these conversations when I was in, right? Was like, man, we don't make as much as, Joe Blow down at the tire making factory, right?
Right.
But when you start calculating in the benefits, right?
Yeah.
So yes, we're paid on salary.
Right.
We're not paid on an hourly rate. And that's what everyone tried to compare it with. They're like, well, if you're working blah 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 hours and an hourly rate, like you're not making that much. And they're not. And it does become a challenge when you're like in my case, when I was a Lance Corporal, right? Just an E3, having a wife that didn't work and then start having kids. You're not making extra money per kid. You get money for being married, which is going to pay for your housing if you don't live on housing.
Right.
But then you're getting comrades, but for a single service member to be in, they get a meal card. So they get 3 meals a day. They get the barracks to live in, but the medical, right? That's where I think that as military members, especially active duty, we're making our money in the fact that we have free medical, not only for you, but your spouse and your children. You have 30 days of paid leave right off the bat. You earn it, 2.5 days a month, but that's in there, right? You're not earning your leave by the hour.
Right.
And then what was the other big one? You're not paying for your health care. I guess I'd kind of talked about that with the medical. Because when I looked at transitioning out after the first contract, it was going to cost me a fortune. Yes, per hour I would have made more money. But I actually was making less money if I would have gotten out and tried to work, because now I'm paying for my health insurance. I'm earning leave, an hour a day or however they work their PTO at that place.
Yeah.
And let's face it, name a corporation out there right now, a major corporation, that you can retire at 20 years and get a pension.
Yeah.
That's not a government, not a government job. Like, you're not going to the GM factory working for 20 years, getting the gold watch and a pension. They're
Yeah.
just saying thanks for working for 20 years or 30 years, and they're sending you out the door. Like, unless you invested in your own 401k, the company's not paying your pension for you. It's something you invested in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was one of those, like, I was always torn because it was like, man, we don't make enough as service members for what we do. But then when you compare to the benefits that we get that you don't have when you get out,
Yeah.
it was crazy money.
Yeah. Because right now an E1 is making $23.19 a month plus all their benefits that they're going
I
in.
think even when I went in, it was like $900 a month at start for an E1 or something.
Yeah. Hey, Denise.
Good to see you, sister.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Another beautiful week to be here and blab our mouths to everybody on the YouTubes.
Yeah, I figured since I won the koozie, it was a sign to hop on.
Yeah. So when I got out, okay, my pay was $39.75 a month plus my benefits and all that stuff as an E8. Now the base pay for an E8 is $67.39.
Oh wow.
Wow. And that's over 25 years. Well, it's been 25 years. But
yeah,
you're making almost $7,000 a month plus housing, separate rations, medical, your family's medical, all that stuff. If you put a cash value on it, what civilians have to pay out of their paychecks, that's a pretty good living. You know what I mean? That's a pretty
if they learn to live within their means. And I think that's
as a leader, that's your hardest job, is the bad checks, the overspending, all this stuff.
Yeah, because the hard part is you get that brand new private coming in. That Chevy dealership will guaranteed, because he's brand new, been in 6 months, he's getting approved for a Corvette. But he can't afford the insurance, he can't afford the gas. Like, his entire paycheck goes to pay for that car. And that's what they do. They run down there and they just get that right away. And then it's funny because Tara and I have this conversation a lot because, like, we were never together while I was in. My life would probably be a lot better and a lot different now had she been with me then, to grip down on the finances. But we look at, like, the amount of money that I made when I was in, but then you're automatically, right, the society, right, and it seems society's pressures are pushed more when you're inside the military, of keeping up with the Benjamins. Oh, well, that sergeant went and got a brand new, Mustang or whatever, and now I've got to go get one, or I've got to get a newer one, or, why is that master sergeant driving that nice car when, and honestly, the senior enlisteds drove the crappiest cars in the parking lot. And they were all paid off, but as a young Marine or sailor, soldier, airman, whatever, you don't pay attention to that at the time. You're just like, well, I want the biggest, flashiest thing, and I'm getting paid every 2 weeks, regardless of what I do. So I'm going to go get it. And the bank gave me the payments on it. So,
that one was from 2023. It took me to Navy Federal, and it was the 2023. It says an enlisted soldier's pay in the U.S. Army is determined by their rank. That's with everybody. And time in service is based on increasing as they advance in rank and experience. For example, a new private E1 with less than 4 months of active duty is making $2,200 per month. A specialist E4 or an E4 with less than 2 years of service earns $5,320.
An E4.
An
Wow.
E4.
I mean,
With less-
I retired in 2015, so to me it feels like yesterday, right? But realizing
Yeah.
that was 10 years ago, and I think as an E6, it's 17
Oh,
years.
wait. Pay all that. That includes allowances for housing, BAH, food and uniform, and which are not taxed inside there. BAH and uh, BAQ, BAH, none of that's taxed. Okay.
Right.
That's freely given to them. Now, I do know that when I was in the military, a lot of soldiers were, because I came in, I was in Arizona and I kept Arizona the whole time. And there's no state tax on military pay or retirement pay in the state of Arizona. So I kept that. And I know a lot of people, because as a leader, you get the printout of everybody's pay and all that. You make sure they're getting what they're supposed to get, blah, blah, blah. Because they'll come to you and say, hey, whoa, something happened here. And you have the printout that the S1 gives you. And you can look at that and you can say, okay, this is the reason why, yada, yada, yada. But it is the pay. People are under this assumption that soldiers now what they're doing for our country, they should be getting a lot more money, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, because only what 3% ever serve in the military out of 350 million people. Okay, so I think they should have more, but I'm just saying that when you go, oh, poor soldiers, it's really not the case. But for the amount of hours that when you break it down by the hourly wage on the number of hours, and then when you deploy, how many more hours you are working under the conditions you're working, you're not making a whole lot per hour, period.
No.
I'm telling you, you're not.
And I think that makes it the hardest. Like that was the whole reason I ended up re-enlisting the first time. Not that I 100% wanted to. Like I did my 4 years. I was like, man, this isn't what I thought I signed up for. I'm out. But when I started looking at everything of what I was going to make, and the fact that out of that little paycheck, now I had to pay out of that paycheck my insurance, health, like all these things, I couldn't afford to get out. I really couldn't.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest struggle, especially with the junior service members, was if you don't stay in long enough to retire, when you transition out, unless you prepared yourself really well, it is a hard transition financially. And even at retiring, I retired, but I didn't own a home. I owned a car, my truck, but I still was going to have to start a whole 30-year mortgage, what I was thinking at the time. And how was I going to do that? Like I was going to have to go try to find a full-time job to supplement, because that's still by losing the BAH and the medical coverage and everything, I think I'd figured it out one time. I know I pulled that up earlier for Debbie. I was going to answer it, and then I realized we totally cut Denise off with that comment. I took like a $5,000 a month pay cut because of all the extra stipends that I wasn't getting once I was retired. And that's a big change, like huge transition.
I don't know if that, because she was never deployed. Everybody like when Desert Storm kicked off. Remember, Vietnam was the last big thing that we did, and those guys were making crap pay. Trust me, they were making crap back then. I will tell you that soldiers were worried that if they didn't have a deployment during Desert Storm, that they were going to be pushed behind. They weren't going to be promoted. I don't know how true that really was. I never sat on a promotion board and what those sergeant majors are looking for E7, E8, and E9s. So I don't know. But I never experienced somebody making jabs at somebody who didn't deploy. But I was a senior leader at the time, so I guess down in the lower enlisted ranks, I don't know what the hell was going on down there. So, you guys know? Have you ever experienced that, Denise?
No, I haven't. I mean, there's tons of people that have in the military that haven't deployed. Everyone serves their purpose and has their jobs. So, not everyone is going to deploy. So
well, there was at one time, there was more people that have deployed that didn't deploy.
Yeah.
Because remember, we were sending people all over the world to wars or to situations that most Americans don't even know we have U.S. soldiers in.
Yeah.
Okay. You have no clue where these people are deployed. I mean, look, down in Africa, what is it? Is it Zimbabwe and somebody else? They've been fighting for 31 years. We have special forces down there on the ground, training whatever side we want to win. I don't know, but we got people there. We still got people in Somalia. We still got people in Africa. We still got people in Iraq. We got people. Hell, we're still in Bosnia. Clinton said we're going to go in there. The max we're going to be in there is 2 years. Dude, I was on the first deployment. We laid down the bridge to get across the Sava River. That was Christmas of 95. We are still in Bosnia. And so, because if we weren't, they were gonna go back in there and do some ethnic cleansing again. And they know that, but we're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We got more military in foreign countries than we do in countries that actually like us, like Germany or wherever. We have more military in some far off lands that people don't even know about. Okay. Because at one time they told me, I go, where the hell is that? Okay. I didn't know where Uzbekistan was. I didn't know it was part of Iraq, at one time or wherever it was. And then when we went up to Turkey, first time in Turkey, because they were gassing the Kurds and killing them with mustard agent, they went up into the mountains, like 2.5 million of them. And we had to feed them 3 meals a day up in the mountains, NATO forces. I was with NATO doing that. And it was crazy. And people don't even know, that the Seabees were on the ground building base camps and all kinds of stuff. Red Horse teams from the Air Force were deployed out there and things like that. So, we probably, I don't know if the balance is, now that we're out of Afghanistan and we have limited numbers in Iraq still, what the deployment rate is right now. But when they initiated full deployments of National Guard and reservists, guys, there were more of those deployed than active duty military.
Oh, I remember. That was me.
There was
They got me. They got me good.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of them over there. One day, some guy in the reserves is driving truck across America trying to make a living. Next thing you know, he's deployed over there driving truck in a war zone. So I mean, it happens. I don't know why, military people tease military members all the freaking time, but that sounds kind of personal because you didn't deploy. You take a rash of shit for it. So I don't know. It's sad if it's happening. It's sad that it is happening. And Jesus,
Yeah.
crazy.
Want to say thank you to Byron and Brenda, the Hawks. They became a new member.
All right.
And let's give away another koozie.
Yeah, we're past our 15 minutes, huh?
Yep.
So Denise was our last winner.
All right.
Now, if you win, Denise has set the standard. You got to come up and talk to us.
That's right.
Giveaway tool there. Redraw.
Oh, nice.
Butler Family Farm.
Nice.
I just got over there. Butler Family Farm's our winner. All right. Jerry, just send me an email with your mailing address, emptyhomesteadok@gmail.com, and I will get that mailed out to you, brother. You have all my stickers, so. Yeah.
Oh, look. Hold on.
There he is.
Oh. Okay, I'll let
We
you.
were both doing it at the same time.
So I had to come up, so I'm here.
Yeah, there you go. All
I
right.
stay, but I'm here.
Now, Denise,
Nice.
do you want a brown one or do you want a green one?
Oh, green all the way. Go Army.
All right. Jerry, which color do you want?
You don't have navy blue?
Jerry, this is yeah.
No.
Terrible. That's terrible. You're prejudiced against the Navy.
No, we're not. We just don't like them.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
I mean, we enjoyed them because they were great transportation. I mean, better than Uber, right?
That's what our job was, to give you guys
you guys are the Uber of the Marine Corps.
I never encountered any Navy while I was deployed at any time.
Really?
Yeah, I encountered Marines, Army, different countries, military, but never Navy.
The only Navy I worked with was Navy Seabees, and that was in Bosnia when they were building the base camps when we first came in. Red Horse teams and Navy Seabees were at our base, helping building all that stuff. And then in Turkey during Operation Provide Comfort for the Kurds that were up in the mountains of Turkey. So I've worked with those guys twice.
Jason, are the medics are those Navy?
Yes. So
Okay,
there's
yeah. I encountered the medics that were with the Marines.
Yeah.
So I did encounter Navy. That was
those are our because the Marine Corps doesn't have its own medical branch.
Right,
so
right.
we take from the Navy, they become corpsmen.
Yeah. Okay.
We're corpsmen in the Navy also.
Those were the only Navy.
And besides that, the Marines are part of the Navy.
Yeah.
The lower part, but they're part of the Navy.
I'm not in the middle of that.
I'm kind of thinking
they're the men's division of the Navy.
Right. I'm
right.
just saying that when you look back at history and why the Marine Corps was developed, their initial goal and mission for the Marine Corps was to provide safety and security to the naval ships because they couldn't, secure themselves. So, and actually, well, I don't know if they're still doing it today, but I know when I was still in, they had cadre duties that you could do as a special billet as a Marine and go to the naval bases to train them on security.
Yeah,
we have Marines on the ships to take care of the barrack. I mean, not barracks, the brig.
Brig.
Yep.
Yeah, and
so Jerry, we will confirm, and Mike, I'll let you know. I think we still have blue koozies here. And if I find the blue ones, I'll do a sergeant's talk on it, and then we'll send it to Jerry.
Okay.
You guys got my address, right?
Probably somewhere.
I think so, but I've got your number, so I'll get your address anyway.
Yeah, Mike, you got my number too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got your number. All right.
All right. Well, I'd stay up and talk about my time, but I can't tell you my stuff is top secret. I have to kill you afterwards, so I'm not going to do it.
He worked on shitters on a boat.
No, I worked
No,
on
you were an underwater welder, weren't you?
I worked on
Oh, wow.
submarines, on
Yeah.
nuclear submarines, on the
Yeah.
outside of them.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I
Somebody had to scrape
I
the
did-
barnacle.
I did a whole bunch of top secret stuff, so I can't talk about it.
Okay. But he can talk about castrating goats and stuff. Or
Well, I can tell you about bulls and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That ain't no bull.
And I tell you what, the price of cows are going up, man.
Yeah.
They're getting to be expensive. Thank God I've got 50 head.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anyways, I'm jumping out. Talk to you guys later. I'm listening.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, yeah.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank you,
coming up,
Jerry.
sir. Hey, how you doing, Jen? Let's see. All right. So
I
we
see,
What's-
I see
what's
Tara
new
back
on
there. Hi,
your end,
Tara.
Oh, everyone's saying hi. You snuck
Hi
in.
Hi,
guys.
Tara.
I'm gonna go watch the lightning and the storm on the porch.
there you go.
Oh, nice.
Make sure you take a drink with you.
Heck yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
So you're going to take care of Jerry's, and I've got yours, and I'll mail that out. Let's see. There's David Moffat. David Moffat's in here. I'm sorry. I seen you earlier, and I was going to say something, but I didn't.
I see Glenn and Shannon Salty Life came in, but I didn't see any of his cadence. He's
I know.
slacking tonight.
I think he ran out of cadence because he's a cannon cocker.
He's like, I've done
yeah,
run
he's
out of home.
13.
So I want to put it out to the people. Do the people have any questions for me about like my service, or maybe specifically being a female in the Army, or I don't know what to talk about. Where do you start? Where do you start?
You know, it's always a touchy subject when you're in the military to ask questions, or maybe it was just me that I felt uncomfortable asking questions of female soldiers.
Mhm.
I mean, there was only probably twice in my career. No, I take that back. When I was an MP, I was stationed with female soldiers. When I was in the 558th MPs, 554th MPs, 272nd MP, 8th MPs, 10th MPs, 254s. But when I went to drug team, after drug team, I never worked with anybody on drug team. And then when I got out after being shot, I came back in. I went into the chemical corps, and I was stationed with combat engineers, infantry, and I was never until I went to I think it was Bosnia. They had backfills, and we had 2 female medics come in to backfill our medical crew when we went to Bosnia. So, but I don't think that, if I'm thinking right, I've never did an NCOER for a female soldier ever in my life. But I guess the military ingrains in you so hard the harassment, sexual harassment, everything. It's every year. It's drilled into you. I didn't want to ask the wrong question. Was she offended by it? And nobody wants to put yourself in that position. So it's kind of hard to, and then to sit down and ask a female soldier to open up to you. There's a
Well,
reason.
with that being said, right? We remember being in, mostly like for me, I was always in a male only unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that brief? I mean, obviously, like being a reservist, right? Being a female being in there. Were you guys given any other, like, were you just given the same standard classes we were, or did they have to like
Yes.
pull you aside and get anything specific?
No, it was all the same.
Yeah.
It was all the same. So Jay asked if I was in Korea. I believe he asked that.
Yeah.
So no, I wasn't in Korea. All of my time was actually reserve time, but I was called up 3 times after 9/11. I did a year stateside at Fort Bliss, working law and order on that post. And then they pulled us back to deploy us to Iraq. And so I was in Iraq 2002 to 2003 doing everything. So many things. And then after that, they kind of, they have a limit to how often they can deploy reserves. So they had to leave me alone for a while. And then as soon as they could get me, they got me again. And in 2008 to 2009, I was back in Iraq. And then in between there, like, I was able to do some pretty cool annual trainings. We would go to Germany for like a month at a time, and we would work law and order on a couple of the bases. So that was pretty neat. I like doing that.
Yeah. Do you guys have to do a 2-week?
Well, that's the 2 weeks is the annual training, but sometimes it's more than that. Like when we would go to Germany, we would be there for a month.
Yeah.
So it would just depend on what your annual training was, like how long it would be, but it would be like a minimum 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about going active duty?
No, I didn't, because I had a career already at home, so I was like focused on that. But yeah, so I didn't want to end my career to, and it's the same career I'm in now, so I didn't want to end that to do something full time.
Did you have kids when you deployed?
No, I don't. I never had kids.
Okay.
I think that would be, I think that's one of the differences maybe between men and women. I think it's harder for women to deploy with kids in a sense, because usually they're the caregivers and nurturers and things like that. So I think it might be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Now that you had a career, I know we've talked before a little bit about it, but so when you joined, you obviously joined as reserve. Were you full-time working like in your career, or knew you were going towards that career?
When I joined, I wasn't in the career I'm in now, but I was working towards it. So
you knew.
So you were an MP. So you were an MP. Did you ever? Are you in law enforcement now?
Yes.
Okay. So it was in your wheelhouse.
Yes.
So when I was an MP and I got out, there was never, ever a thought of doing law enforcement after the military. Number one, I know what they go through. I know what it does to families. I know what it does. Well, I was in the military and I was an MP. And my wife at the time had a hard time with it, especially when I went drug team. And she didn't hear from me for like 9 freaking months at a time, because you couldn't come above ground. But there was never, ever even a thought Now, I went to a police academy as part of a military to civilian thing. So I've been to State Troopers Academy. So I did that years and years ago. I also went to a sheriff's academy. And it was just, I know. And now when you see the way people treat or certain people treat police officers in our society, there's no freaking way I'd ever want to be one. There's no way.
It's rough. It's definitely, the climate has changed from when I started to now.
Yeah.
For sure. It's not an easy job. It's a thankless job, just like the military. It's a thankless job. You're always at work, weekends, holidays, endless amounts of overtime.
Yeah.
Just on the civilian side, you get paid for your overtime.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. I can't help it.
But your time in service, it complemented, but then helped you because that's what you wanted to do as a civilian anyways. Like that was your career to be able to go into that. Because I was going to ask earlier, like, did you find, we were kind of talking about that transition. We mentioned it earlier, like going from, for us, it was active duty, but even reserves, right? You still are at the mindset when you transition to be full civilian, but yours seem to be pretty seamless. I just wonder how many female service members go from active duty? Do they get any like denials of employment when they find out they served because they'll feel that they're too
Aggressive.
brazen, right? Too aggressive. Like, oh, we can't have, they're going to beat everybody.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't had that be an issue with any of my female friends. If anything, it's helped them.
Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you'd say, hell yeah, I want her as a partner.
And
right. As an employer, I would be all about it.
Yeah. And that's like I have female friends of mine that I served with, and they're not in law enforcement. Actually, a bunch of them went into nursing. And
really?
Yeah. I have a handful that they went into nursing. I love it, and they've been nurses for a long time, and they love it.
Well, there's a lot of stress with being a nurse. So after you've served in the military,
it's the same thing. Weekends, holidays, a lot of over. Jason,
yeah.
Like, it's a helping profession, it's. So, yeah.
Well, let me see. Hey, there's Rebecca Touched by Yarn. She's in here. I don't know why my mouse is acting stupid.
Yeah, I see Jay Oliver was putting on there. He was a Marine reservist for 3 years, did supply admin, and then Air Force for 9. See, that was for me, though, is I couldn't. And I mean, great for like somebody that can go, and I see like in your case where it was a compliment and it was a stepping stone to help what you wanted your overall career. I couldn't do reserves. My recruiter talked to me a little bit about it, and he's like, hey, if you really want to go do this. And I'm like, my mindset won't allow me to go that reserve. And I even, after my second enlistment, where I was a little bit debating of whether I was going to stick around, I was like, well, maybe I just get out and transition reserve and try to see if I like it, and then I can go back active. And I couldn't do it. I was like, no, I'll ride this sentence out till they tell me I got to go.
Yeah, I feel like in a way, it's harder to be a reservist, at least in the years that I was in, because you're constantly being pulled away from, like, if you, like, I was living in apartments and stuff. Well, what do I do? Like, I have to move. What do I do with all my stuff? What do I do with my car? I have to, there's certain things I have to do to notify my job, so my job's protected. But when I'm gone, I'm missing out on promotional opportunities, different things like that. So it's, and then like the jump back to civilian life where you're like just supposed to integrate right away. Like it's rough. I'm not gonna lie, it's rough. You know.
Yeah,
Everyone
I'll tell you what,
should be like,
it is
okay, and just go back to work.
a mind screw
Yeah.
flipping back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Every time I was deployed, like I never came home on leave because like mentally I couldn't do it. Like I had to stay. Like we were always like where stuff was popping off. We were always going outside the wire. We were always doing like dangerous stuff. And it was like, I can't come home and just like hang out with my family for like 2 weeks and then go back. Like I couldn't change my mindset.
You couldn't fake the
Some
normal.
people can, I just couldn't do it. And I was like, it's better if I just stay in that mindset of I'm here and this is where I am, you know?
Yeah. I never took leave when I deployed.
Yeah.
At any time. Even I gave up my seat on the Love boat that they had back in 91. They had the Love boat off of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And soldiers went on there for a 7-day getaway. I even gave my slot away because I didn't want to get out of the game and then you have to come right back into it.
Yeah.
And that just didn't seem right to me. Hey, one thing I want to say real quick, Byron, I didn't work at the $1 Million Hole. That was the engineers that were over there at the schoolhouse. I did work right down the road from it at the Chemical Defense Training Facility, where we trained leaders and soldiers with live nerve agents in a controlled environment. That's what I did for, oh my God, almost 3 years when I was at Leonard Wood in the military. So I was with the 84th Chemical Battalion doing that. So anyway, I wanted to answer his question.
We talk about deployment. Like we didn't deploy. Our normal deployment was 6 months, maybe 7 or 8 if something came up. You know, we didn't do that year like the Army, you know, had a like, hey, you're deploying for a year, so you get that leave time in there. But my last deployment was I had to come home on emergency leave. My father-in-law at the time had passed away, and I was really on the fence of whether I was going to do it or not. One, I didn't think, you know, with it being my father-in-law, I'm like, they're not going to send me home on emergency leave. Like, it sucks. Yeah. I loved the man, but then all of a sudden the command came and they said, hey, here you go. Here's your orders. You're leaving out tomorrow morning. And I'm like, I guess I don't have a choice in this matter.
Yeah.
And it was a hard transition. You know, even though it was only a 6-month deployment and I came home for, 14 days. Of course, you got travel in there. Mm-hmm. But to go home for 2 weeks and then try to be normal, right? Try to be sympathetic and then support the family and do those things that you would do, but knowing the whole time, like, what's going on? What are my guys doing? Because, I mean, I was the maintenance chief. I was in charge of making sure all the vehicles stayed up. And I knew I left guys behind that were very well capable of handling my job for me. But you still question it. And then you got that whole flight coming back that you got to put yourself back in the mindset. Like, hey, now I just did the family thing. I did all this and go back in. And it understood to me because like I had family that were Army and they were taking that and even friends of mine that got out of the Marine Corps and went Army, it would do the year-long deployments. That's why they didn't go back to the States. They're like, nah, we're going to run over and hit up all the resort islands and do all that stuff. They're like, but we're not flying back to the States. Like, we'll go have fun for a little bit because we have to, but not all the way at home. That's just too much of a mind wrestle. All right. You want to give away another one of these koozies?
Yeah. All right. Let's get this back up there. It's on the stage.
All right. Who's the next winner?
All right. And the winner will be dun, 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 Webb's Web.
All right.
Ralph. Congratulations to you.
Awesome. Congrats, Ralph.
All right. Yeah,
Congrats.
we see it way before everybody else does. All
I
right,
did
Rob.
see Jason McCullough. Old Mac came in. He's been commenting, and
Yeah. My email is scrolling along the bottom. Please send me an email with your mailing address, Ralph, and we will get you a Sergeant's Talk koozie sent to you. I'm sorry I took his down too soon. There was an MP at Fort Dix. I went to Fort Dix
Me too.
many a time.
My my second deployment to Iraq, I got attached to a New York Reserve unit, and they needed a backfill, so they took about 60 of us from my unit to backfill their unit,
Yeah.
and we trained up at Fort Dix before we went over there.
Yeah. Do you know at Fort Dix, before they started downsizing and giving the land to the state and all that kind of stuff, that they built a $12.6 million commissary at
Oh,
Fort
wow.
Dix,
Wow.
and it was going through BRAC shutdown.
they
And-
built it anyways.
Wow.
because the contract was still, and once it was announced, they built it after the announcement that they were shutting it down. They still built the commissary.
Sounds about right.
Well, but we've talked a little bit about that. That's how it'll work, though. Projects are approved
Money
1 to
was
5
allotted.
years before
Yeah.
they can do it.
Yeah.
And if the money's allocated, the money's allocated.
Yeah.
They've got
Right.
to. I wonder what it is now. Is it still a
Well,
commissary?
see, isn't that still waste and abuse? I mean, because they're shutting it down. Okay, we're going to build this gigantic freaking supermarket on Fort Dix, and now if they were going to do it nowadays, hey, we're going to sue you because we had the contract and we were doing this and doing that. All right, go ahead and do it. We'll keep you in court until you're bankrupt. That's what the government does.
Mhm.
They
Right.
keep you in court until they can bankrupt you, and then you got no damn money. But closing it down is national defense, and you can't win in court. But they still built it. It's crazy. So I don't know what they're doing with the buildings now. I was at Fort Monroe. I don't know when they shut Fort Monroe down, who'd they give it to? Who's using it? I mean, all kinds of stuff. So I know overseas, like in Germany and stuff, they put like all the barracks and stuff like that. They remodeled those and made it what is that, Section 8 housing and stuff like that for their people,
Mm.
stuff like that. So
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. Like when we go over to visit Tara's dad in Tennessee, there's the old small military installation over there where they built the nuclear bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've turned. You can tell they were old barracks when you drive through that area because it's all been decommissioned. But yeah, it's all economy apartments and stuff now. Not all of us are cranky, Angie.
They love to see me at the VA.
Army National Guard. Okay. My sister was never in the military, but she was an RN and ER for 32 years. Man.
That's a hard job, especially
That
in
is
ER.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for that long, I mean, I've talked to some of the older nurses where, like, just even in their time, when you do 20, 30 years, think back of all the technology and the training, like when they first started and they're doing it with, manual blood pressure and all this other stuff. And now it's like hit a machine and it does it for you. Like
Yeah.
paper charting to digital charting. Well, welcome in, Joseph.
Thank you, Reverend Dream.
Oh, Ralph said he would come up, but he's elbows deep in rebuilding a PC right now. So there's Philip Ryder.
Let's see.
7.5 months. Yeah, our normal was like a 6 month, but there was times like if something happened while you're out on it, especially it seemed like more of the guys that went on the Muse, the ones that would go out on a ship, it was 6 months, but if something happened, they might be stretched out to about 8 months.
Yeah, that was a while back there, Byron. 1250. I would, now it's all based on, because when I worked for MWR, and one of my jobs was when I was in Korea, I had 2 hotels, on-base hotels that I had to supervise, and it's based on your rank. It doesn't matter if you go to the Dragon in Seoul, Korea, or you go to the hotel, the Armed Forces Hotel in Hawaii, or down at Shades of Green. It's all based on your pay now. And so I think right now, when I was I was a civilian over in Korea, I had to pay $105 a night for the Dragon Inn when I went up to the hospital and stuff like that in Seoul, Korea, in Yongsan.
Well, that's it. I think I've only been able to stay at one of the base hotels one time, because if you didn't have a reservation 6 months out, you weren't getting it.
Wow.
28
years in oncology.
Wow.
Holy crap. And you know there's some testy vets going through that.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I think we have, okay, Denise won, Jerry won,
We did 3.
and who was Ralph?
Ralph Webb.
So we have one more to give away. We're over time, but who cares? So let's give away one more koozie. There's Terry. And okay, I got to bring this up.
Hi, Terry.
Hello.
All right, so we're going to draw again. And here we go. Last winner of the night. Hey, there you go.
Hey, look at that.
Nice.
Congratulations.
So Byron, send me an email at mthomesteadok@gmail.com. Send me your address, and we will get that shipped to you. Appreciate you coming in. Remove. There we go.
Colin just wants to know, is it big enough to stretch over
Hi,
his
Terry.
sippy cup? He's like, can this go on my...
It'll go. I think your sippy cup will fit in this one.
They're
If not, buy a different sippy cup.
right.
Sorry.
They're pretty stretchy. I think it'll work.
If it's bigger than a beer, your sippy cup is not a sippy cup no more. That's just a guzzling cup.
Right.
All right. Oh man. Let's see. Let's get him in there. I was TDY to Germany for a doctor's appointment. $6 a night. Yeah.
Wow.
Wiesbaden, yeah. They ain't like that no more.
Mhm.
Anyway, there's Terry.
I'm here. I was on the phone with my daughter the whole time.
Yeah. So anyway, we want to thank Denise for coming up. We want to thank Jerry for coming up.
Yeah.
Anybody else that came up? I don't think
Nope.
so.
Nope, that was it. But
So it's always fun to talk to Denise. Always good to spend time with my brother, my battle buddy up there. All right. So anyway, guys, again, there's a reason why we do the open mics, not so we can do all the talking, but for you to come up and show us your handsome or beautiful face, and we can ask you questions and get you to talk to us so we get to know who you are. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Remember, be kind to one another, help somebody in need, and always, always thank a vet. Any closing remarks, Battle Buddy?
No, just repeating what you said. And Denise, as always, so glad that you can come up. Guys, we do the open mics. I just want to reiterate to bring you up. We're not going to slam you with a ton of questions. If you want to just come up, say your piece, and be like, hey, I'm out. I mean, Jerry did it, right? Jerry, come up. Hey, this is what I got. Thanks for sending me the koozie.
I want blue.
Right. So now we got to make a special one for Jerry, but, you know.
I'm a squid.
I'm going to put, like, water stains on it or something so he feels like he's underwater. Like, we'll have to do it. I don't know. Send him some scuba gear, mask
That's
with
what
it.
we do to our fellow vets and our
Yes.
soldiers.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, every week, guys, coming in, sharing this out, getting it, letting the channel grow, getting more people out there. You know, we're just two dudes that happen to serve, right? And now we're sitting here, and this is our weekly therapy that you all get to go along with us. So, just appreciate every single one of you, and
I can
thank you,
barely
Denise.
talk. Yeah, I got you. Life's hard sometimes.
Well,
Didn't you
words
want
are
me-
even harder.
Yeah. Hey, so guys, thanks for coming in. Hey, we love you. God bless you. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye now. Man, that koozie fits great on a beer can.